Welcome to 1 Million Cups, everybody. Good morning. So it's about 9:15. We do want to get started. We have a light group today, but there may be people that continue to walk in as we progress. We'll probably wrap up at about 10:15, and hopefully you've gotten a chance to meet at least one person this morning. How many new people do we have in here? 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4. Yep. I think I saw you last week, so yeah, you were here last week, Roger. Okay, cool. Well, good to see you all. Anybody want to tell me how they heard about 1 Million Cups? How about you tell me how you heard about it?
My boss actually attended last week and recommended I attend this week. I know you guys meet every week, and I live close by, so made it work.
Thank you for coming. So we love when people tell other people about 1 Million Cups. It means they had a pretty good experience. So we'd love for you to do the same thing. We want to grow our community, and by you doing that, you're helping to build the community as well. So it's not just for me, it's not just for you or you, it's for everyone. And sometimes people have ideas in their minds, but they have no idea if their idea is worthy, if they should bother executing it. But once you start to rub shoulders with other people that are like-minded, great things can happen. So I'll tell you what 1 Million Cups is, for those of you who are not 100% sure. 1 Million Cups is the notion of people, entrepreneurs, getting together over 1 million cups of coffee and having conversations, getting to know each other's businesses. And the platform is really for the entrepreneur in the early stage, so from idea concept all the way through to MVP, or scaling, all the way through to scaling. So for us, that's 5 years. If a good business is over 5 years, unfortunately, this will not be the right platform. And the goal is to pitch your presentation in 6 minutes, and then we have 15 minutes of Q&A and commentary. We are a friendly group. This is a safe space. So if anything is actually said to a presenter that can cause maybe a little bit of tension, let's just remember that the goal the intention really is to push you further, right? So we don't take anything personal in this room, and if there are things that are better discussed after, like one-on-one, the presenter is welcome to say, can I connect with you afterwards, and then get into a stronger engagement later. So we do ask that you wait for the mic to come to you when we're doing the Q&A as well. Just want to mention that. All right. So the Kaufman Foundation has been around for a very long time. They launched 1 Million Cups 6 years ago. Our chapter's been in existence for 5 years. Was launched through the deck. The space that we're in is offered to us through Capital Factory and the deck. Capital Factory is a for-profit business that helps tech companies connect with mentors in Dallas and in Austin. And the deck is a nonprofit which helps to bring entrepreneurs together for different programming that they offer, and they help you to get to the right resources that you may need. So today we have 2 presenters. Our first presenter is Roderick. He's in the concept stage of his business. He learned about us recently, and we welcomed him to come and present today. He was going to present in January, so I'm just giving you the heads up that he is filling in a last-minute spot that became available. So some of you may have seen that we had a different presenter on the schedule. So if you came for Dabby, do apologize for that. He had to cancel. But thankfully, we have another entrepreneur who's ready to go, and that's what entrepreneurship is all about. Sometimes you've got to stop dead in your tracks and go left, and sometimes an opportunity comes and you've got to take it. So Roderick sees this opportunity, and we welcome our presenters to the stage with a round of applause. We usually stand up too, and let's get our flow a little bit going here. Get a round of applause. Thank you for Roderick with topics. Thank you. Oh, I'm sorry. You need to click the
Hey guys, hear me okay? No.
No,
Good morning. Hear me now?
Yep.
Hey, good morning. My name is Roderick Turner, and I'm the founder of UpNext the app. As Isabel kind of gave you a brief introduction, this is actually my first time presenting. Excuse me. And I was a last minute fill-in. So UpNext the app, it's an app that's based on peer competition and it's launching in January of 2019. UpNext will be a free download social media platform based on raw peer competition, and it gives the users the ability to connect with other users and exposure on the global level. What is UpNext? UpNext, the user will go in, they will actually set up their profile, they will choose between their interests or hobbies, and they can create public or private challenges to challenge other users. The challenge will be displayed as on the version format on the home screen, and the users can view the content and vote and join in on the competition or start it on. How does it work? The users view the content from each competitor. So the user has to go in and they actually have to view both of the content.
Hi, I'm so sorry to do this. We're going to start over because the flow is really not going well, okay? Do you mind? And also, the reason that, no, it's not your fault. The reason is because the mic is not close enough to you. So maybe, I think it's better we shut this off, maybe, and we'll have to use this. And I also want you to use sorry guys, sometimes we have technical difficulties and this is one of those moments. And it's not fair to the presenter or to you. So we're going to start timing again in 6 minutes, and then it'll be much easier for all of us to understand, and we can ask other questions. So Roger, you start again once.
I think that's better. I need to retry anyway. So again, like I said, let me reintroduce myself. I am Roderick Turner, the founder of UpNext the app. That's launching January of 2019. So UpNext the app is a platform that's based on pure raw competition, and it allows users to actually engage with other users and gain exposures on a global level. How UpNext works? The user will go in and they actually set up their profile. They will choose between their interests or hobbies, ranging from 15 categories, from sports to music, fashion, entertainment, lifestyle, auto, gaming, etc. Once the user go in and he view his home page, the challenges will be displayed in a head-to-head format. The user goes in and he actually selects a challenge. He has to view both of the contents from each user. Once he views the content, he actually has the options. He can go in and he can vote on the competitions or lead comments, or if he's interested, he or she is interested, they can actually join in on the competition. You can go in and you can actually start your own competition. You can go public or you can go private with your competitions. One of the things now is actually the new year is coming up, so I know everybody has the new year resolutions. One of the top things is losing weight. So if you want to go in and actually challenge your friends or other users to a weight loss competition, you can go private. If you're going to be posting like updates and stuff over your weight loss and you don't want everyone on the app to actually view the content, you can go private and you can invite up to 15 of your friends and y'all can all participate on the weight loss competition. Some of the main competitors for the app is your basic social media platforms that we have out now: YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat. But there's no platform that's really displaying that has the format that I have, that's actually putting competitions and allowing users to actually compete directly with other users. So why UpNext? What makes me different from the other social media? Like I said, the format, the way it's formatted, what is going to be displayed, and it encourages pure, raw competition. You can accumulate votes. The community go in and they actually view the competitions if you're in the public, and they actually vote on the best content. You can actually wage profile coins. You get points for every vote for actually interacting on the app. So every time you actually go in and you vote for a user or vote on content, you get 1 profile coin. And every time that you receive a vote for your content, you get 2 profile coins. So you can actually go in, if you start a competition, you can wage profile coins against other users in the app. So if you want to say, hey, if you want to join in on this competition, I want to wage 500 profile coins, and then we can, the winner actually wins the profile coins and is added to their profile. You can gain recognition. So the winner of the app, the winner of the competition actually trends on the app. So once the duration of the competition is over, you can go in and you can search for winners, and it actually recognizes winners, and you get trophies, and you can get prizes for winners. And like I said, it's an all-inclusive platform. It brings all the hobbies to one platform, whether it be gaming, whether you're in the music industry, whether you're in the fashion industry, the auto industry. So it brings all the competition to one platform. My target demographic, not sure why it's not showing up, but it's going to be millennials. Millennials are my target demographic because 1, they're competitive. 2, they like new things. They like and they're receptive to new things. And 3, they're tech savvy. So they're out there, they're actually using the platforms, they're using the social media now. And if you guys know, they're actually already creating challenges. They just don't have the platform to actually go and to display that challenge or display the challenges that they are performing. So scaling, let's talk about scaling. So my plan right now, especially for January, is to choose 3 universities. Going to choose some brand ambassadors to actually go and to get the word out, to get people to start using it. So for the beta launch and the release of January 2019, we're going to release it on 3 college campuses to eventually we'll roll it out nationally in 2020. So costs, let's talk about server costs. For every 5,000 users, basically $1,000 a month. And for the 3 brand ambassadors, bringing them on board is going to be about $4,500 a month. Revenue, so to go private, well, let's talk about revenue. It's going to cost to actually go private, or you can boost your videos to the top of the content if there's a lot of people participating. And of course, ad space. So timeline, I'm not sure why it's showing, but January 2019 was released, and then we're going to continue to work on it and have brand ambassadors and market it for like the Super Bowl. Questions?
We're going to run the Q&A for you.
Okay, the first question we have is, how can the community help you?
Okay, the community can help me now. I am the founder.
Oh, yeah, that's your first.
I am the founder, and I'm actually looking for really mentorship, for direction and guidance to take me to where I want to go, the next level, to help actually roll it out, and to work through some of the pitfalls, I guess, to roll out and actually start a new business. So, looking for mentorship more so.
Good presentation. You have the private and the public button. The public, where does that post?
So the public, good question. So the public is actually displayed on the home screen also. All competitions, so public and private are displayed on the home screen. You have options. I don't know if you can see it, but you have options. You can allow, if you go private, even though you can invite friends, you can allow the public to actually view the content, or you can disable public viewing. So you can actually search from your home screen for private challenges if they allow public viewing. If they don't allow public viewing, then you can't search for them. It's only for the private users. But all public and private that allow public viewing will be displayed on the home screen. Just top right.
Hey Ron, I think it's an interesting idea. Can you explain a little bit more about the tangible benefits or incentives for a user to start and enter competitions, especially if they have to pay for it?
Okay, so the only way the user have to pay for competitions if they go private. Then they can actually invite their friends, and they have more under the options page. So when you go public, you're going to have basic options that you really can't control the criteria. Your video length is only going to be 30 seconds long. You only can invite one friend to a public challenge, but you can mention several of your friends to let them know that you have actually started a challenge, but you only can invite one person to the challenge if it's public. And that's free. Anyone can create a public challenge anywhere you go, but you can't invite a group of members to actually participate. When you go private, which is going to cost you 99 cents, and you have more options, you can actually extend the length of your video from 30 seconds to 90 seconds. And you can invite more a group of your friends. And so that's the difference between going public and private. But actually a public challenge is free. Anyone can join in. If they're interested, they see a challenge going on, click on the home screen, and they can join in. They can watch and view the content and then hit join in or got next. And they can actually upload content, and now they're part of the queue. And so now they're part of the competition.
Okay, I have two questions. The first one is that you have the word Topic as your app and UpNext. Is the company called UpNext and the app is called Topic, or vice versa? Or are you still trying to figure that out?
Yes, so originally the idea was to call it Topic. And then once I started going through trademarking, I realized that it's actually, it's an app. When I say it's an app, but someone filed for that trademark, and it's a software base, so I wasn't able to acquire the trademark, and so I started looking for a different avenue or different names to call it. And so originally I was going to call it Topic, so I think I may gradually then change it to UpNext. So
Still working that out.
Yes.
And can you tell us a little bit about your background
Okay.
to get you to entrepreneurship?
My background, I actually have an undergraduate degree in mechanical engineering. Started out in the steel industry as a mechanical engineer. Actually gradually transitioned into a reliability engineering role. I actually was in my career for approximately 8.5 years. Sitting at home one day, it was actually, like I said, the ALS challenge, all these dance challenges, but there's really not a platform to bring all that, to actually quantify all that. So I just thought of the idea, and once I started the idea, I actually started working on it, and the more I started working on it, the more and more I seen that this is actually something that could, turn into, a pretty good idea. And so at that time, I really decided that I was going to, take a chance on myself and walk away from my career.
I think UpNext is a great name, by the way, for the whole thing. I was going to ask, why do you think this works better as a standalone
social media platform rather than add auditory licensing platforms?
Okay, so that's a good question. I have some more features that I'm going to add to this app. Of course, this is just the MVP, but I have some more features, and the features that I have to this app definitely goes along with the concept that I have now. And rolling out these features, it would definitely be too much to actually bridge to the other social media platforms that we have now. So this is just an MVP, and like I said, there's so many different categories, and bringing all of the platforms, like I said, with the fashion, the music industry. There's actually apps, like there's a karaoke app where you can actually sing karaoke and you can challenge other people on the app. But there's nothing that actually brings all the content to one platform. So you can go out and you can actually search for other different challenges, but you will actually have to find them on different platforms. So this actually brings all the content to one platform.
My question is, you just mentioned there didn't seem like a lot of competition in this space, and from what I know, there probably is some. Can you talk more about that?
I'm sorry. Can you repeat the question?
Can you talk more about the competition in this space?
Okay. Okay. So, are you asking for examples, like of competitions that could be hosted on?
Just other companies doing a similar thing.
Okay. So, other companies that I found is one is called, I guess it's TikTok, something like that, where you can go in and you can actually upload videos of stuff that kind of raw, organic videos. Musically, this one is called Musically. You can actually go in and you can, like I said, you can do karaoke. It's only for music. You can actually do karaoke. You can challenge other people on the app. So that's really, most of the ones that I found was more so entitled to music. Like you can actually do one, can't think of the name of it, but you can do beats. You can actually up and do production. You can upload your music productions. Other people can actually go in and they can listen to it and vote on it. But really, there's not another platform that actually, putting videos up in a competition style that allow users to actually compete against other users to go out and actually challenge others.
Hey, Roderick, over here. Good presentation. Thank you very much for being here. My question is about your revenue, and you said that to go private, you had to pay for that. And is that the only way that you're going to generate revenue on the app? And have you thought about how many people are actually going to do that, I guess, or
Okay.
sounds?
So, yes. So no, to answer your first question, that is not the only way I plan on generating revenue. So the second way is actually boosting your video content. So say if you come in and you actually join in like a popular video, I'm not sure if you guys are interested. I know one of the latest ones was the Drake, the Kiki dance. And say if you come in and you enter the competition and maybe you're the 150th person to actually enter the competition. But you really want people to view your content. And so you can come in, you can upload your content, and you can actually boost your content to the top of the queue. So you will be the next person in line after the first 2 videos are viewed, and then the person votes and comments, then your video will be the next person that populates the queue. So you can pay 99 cents to actually boost your content to the top of the queue. And then swapping, you can actually pay to swap out your content. So say, let's go back to the weight loss challenge. Say if you have a 12-week weight loss challenge, or you're a personal trainer and you're training people for 12 weeks. Then the first week you actually upload your content, upload a video or something, or a photo of where you are currently as far as your weight loss. And then 3 weeks later, you can actually go in and you can swap out your content and show the progress that you have as far as your gains or your weight loss. So you can go in on the same competition, because you only can upload one video per competition. So you can go in and you can pay 99 cents to actually swap out your content to show users that you have actually gained or you have actually lost weight. So, and the last place, the next place is ad space. I plan on putting ad space, like I said, you have to watch view both of the contents from each user. So in between viewing the contents, I plan on putting ads catered to the market.
All right, looks like we have time for just a few more questions.
Hi, very good presentation. I was just thinking about your target market. So you're going after colleges. So you're going to have brand ambassadors. Have you thought about having the brand ambassadors start a competition between the rival colleges so that they're actually using that and being able to actually do that viral? And then you're able to start really doing those competitions against like fraternity against fraternity or football against football or whatever it may be.
Great question. So yes, that is definitely a marketing strategy that we're going to use. Really catered around like March Madness coming up. We're going to do a marketing campaign around March Madness to really get schools and stuff involved in that. The college football playoff is coming up. Even the Super Bowl. We want to get involved in all of those type of events. So yes, we're definitely going to do that. We're going to have brand ambassadors start, organic competitions on campus, between fraternities or student organizations, whatever is going on, but just to encourage students to join in and actually, to promote. They're going to be promoting their school to, like say, one of the 4 teams in the college football playoff. They can actually brag about their school and promote their team. Or, as we get into March Madness and stuff like that, we can actually start promoting your school. And, whoever you're facing off in the tournament, you can actually, do a competition against those teams and stuff like that. So, good question. Thank you.
Hi. I think what you're going after, I've definitely participated in something like this on a different app, so I like what you're going after. My question is, it seems like what you're giving participants the ability to do is like promote themselves, but what does the winner of the competition get?
Okay. So the winner of the competition, like I said, there's a couple of things you can do. You can actually like bet coins against them. So if you join in the competition, if the user, the creator of the group say, hey, you have to actually wage 20 coins to actually join this competition, and whoever wins, who accumulates the most votes, actually, those coins goes to their profile. And so like on Twitter, you know how you can be verified by, so the more profile coins you get, the more bragging rights and stuff that you get. Another thing we actually looking into is merchandise. Merchandising or branding some merchandise and actually giving away to some of the winners of the competition. And just really just to go viral, to be recognized, to get other users a chance to view your talents and, for you just to display your talents and be recognized. You never know who's watching you.
Let me just show a little bit off about her question. Can you think of another example where people pay to participate in the competition? I'm thinking, I'm going to compete, I want to win something valuable. Right?
So,
otherwise, why would I?
Yeah.
I certainly won't pay for it.
So, the creator of the private competition is the only person who pays. He pays a one-time fee of 99 cents. Everyone else that he invites to the competition is free of charge. So say if you're a personal trainer and you actually want to train, you have 12 clients and you can't physically go out to the place and train them, well, you can actually invite them to your group, you can upload content, and you can actually challenge those people to go out and perform, those exercises, those workouts. And you upload the content and the personal trainer can actually train through the app. And so he can pay 99 cents to actually be able to have a private training session with his clients for just 99 cents. Yeah, but this,
Right competition.
yeah, it's just really bragging rights, really, just to say.
Have you thought about integrating your platform with a social media app?
Yes and no. That's like Isabel asked, how can the community help me? That would be something I would need mentorship and guidance on, just to see what the benefits would be for, the concept and the app and everything that's involved.
All right, I think that wraps us up for questions. If you have any other questions, you can talk to them afterwards, but we're going to move on with our program.
Thank you. Thank you, Robin. You can make the microphone. Thanks for being a presenter today. We're going to give you this. Thank you so much. Yeah, appreciate it. Okay, just a minute. We're not going to have you. Just a few more minutes. 2 more minutes. This is kind of our quick intermission. We want to thank our sponsors. So we're here every week, and we're here in this space because Capital Factory and the DEC have graciously partnered with us to be in here. So we thank them. We also thank our coffee sponsor this month, the past 2 months actually. So GigWage is a really cool company, and I just want to say huge congratulations. We should all give them a round of applause because this is a Dallas company that just got funded by a company called Revolution. And some of you might know of Rise of the Rest. They came through earlier this year. It is Steve Case's company, founder of AOL. And they are on a mission to go to cities that are less looked upon for startups. So they come to places like Dallas and small towns to look for who's doing what cool thing, and they're investing. And so the company that's been sponsoring us the past 2 months, GigWage, just got funded. So I'd love to give them a round of applause. And I'm going to invite Gary to the stage, and he's going to tell you really quickly about what they do.
Thank you. All right, so as she just mentioned, we're GigWage. We actually just closed a round of funding. Actually, we closed it a couple of weeks ago, but we had to keep it on the wraps and things like that, obviously. But it's an amazing company. I'm the chief design officer there, so I help build the product and make the product look better for a lot of users. What we do is make things a lot easier for contractors to get paid. So one of the things that everybody has interaction with is contractors, right? Contractors have been around for, since the beginning of working. People have contracted, and now with the new gig economy out, gig economy is something that's always been around, but it's been called contractors. So what we do is we empower that. We give people the ability to be gig workers, to be contractors, and get paid from multiple different vendors, employers, and under one platform, we give you the ability to just track all that, receive 1099s from each contractor, from each employer, and we give businesses the opportunity to actually pay each contractor, track each contractor, and see every payment coming in with QuickBooks integrations and all these other new features that we actually have coming out. We're building out an API right now to actually be something that will actually bolt our business even higher. And so we're really excited about this, and we're really excited about helping businesses, empowering the gig economy. So we really are excited about everything that you guys are doing, 1 Million Cups and everything that's going on here. A lot of great companies, like she said, we've been sponsoring for the past 2 months, and we've been here every Wednesday for the past 2 months. So we love all the pitches, we love everybody that's here, and we, thank you. Thank you guys.
So if you have questions about GigWage, you can connect with him in about 20 minutes. Thank you so much, Jared. So yeah, thanks to our sponsors. Sometimes we have Kurtu here. He's a local guy who makes these awesome Transylvanian treats. He'll be back in January. And I want you to know, if you haven't toured Capital Factory, you can get a tour after this session. There's a guy named Oren, and he'll be, oh, there he is, waving his hand, yeah. So he will be happy to give you a tour. So I'd like to welcome our next presenter to the stage, Brian Huang. He is a big idea competition winner from UNT Dallas. His company just won $25,000, is that correct? Yes. So we're excited to hear about the business that he has launched, the company he's produced. So welcome him to the stage with a round of applause too. We'll stand up again, get a little bit of energy in us. Dr. Brian.
I'll wait on that. Oh, I'll mention them.
Oh, so you're, okay, so I don't want to spoil that. I hope I can give a spoiler alert right now.
It's today Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. I'm just putting out small talk as I wait. Everything good? All right. Hi everyone, my name's Brian, and I'm here to introduce Survivr, the next generation of police training. In 2017, just last year, there were 129 police officers who lost their lives in the line of duty, along with 987 civilians who were shot and killed by law enforcement. Now keep in mind that these numbers don't include injuries, which are in the tens of thousands. After speaking with over 25 police departments, we found that many of these incidents could have been avoided because police training is ineffective. First, there's classroom-based training, which is highly unrealistic because lectures don't prepare our officers for real-world situations. Then there is actor-based training, which is very expensive because of the required manpower to cover just a few scenarios. As a result, many small departments struggle to afford training, which causes nationwide inconsistencies. In today's world of dangerous situations, there must be a better way to train our law enforcement. That's why we're creating Survivr, a virtual reality platform that features immersive law enforcement training. VR allows us to create hands-on training scenarios that look and behave just like the real world, so our officers will be ready for any situation. This is a third-person screenshot of our active shooter demo in a school building. Your job as the officer is to confront the shooting suspect and attempt to resolve the situation. And if that can be adjusted. And this is what it looks like in first person. You'll notice our CTO on the bottom left showing that this demo was being performed live. The first thing you should do in this situation is to shout, "Drop your weapon." You'll notice there's a pistol in the suspect's hand. But at this point, just like in the real world, you don't know what's actually going to happen. This is where unpredictability comes in. At this point, one of two things can happen. They can either straight up ignore your command and raise their gun and point it at you, in which case you have to defend yourself or risk your life. Or in this case, they may actually comply with your commands. After they drop their weapon, you can proceed to instruct them to put their hands in the air and then get down on the ground. In this case, you'll have successfully de-escalated the situation without having to use any means of violence. One more thing. Along with losing hundreds of lives per year, there's also a problem with the social tension between our officers and civilians. A large part of the broken trust in our communities comes from incidents involving unconscious bias. VR allows us to alleviate this by randomizing suspect appearances and analyzing training outcomes to ensure that every human representation is treated equally. We plan to generate recurring and scalable revenue by selling subscriptions to police departments. Our cost is based on volume, which is critical because our goal is to make sure that every department in the US can access training. And here's what it looks like annually per department. We can even upsell our product each year by adding new training scenarios for the thousands of officers in departments in the US. Given these numbers and an average cost of $100K per year for our product, our total addressable market is about $1.8 billion. And that's before expanding to adjacent markets such as the military with topics like counterterrorism. And let's not forget about foreign countries, which also have limited resources to train the law enforcement. Needless to say, this is a significant business opportunity. And we have the perfect team to execute it. We're the co-founders of Immosis, a VR agency that we bootstrapped to 6 figures in annual revenue since 2016. We have many years of VR experience and have proven our ability to grow a tech company with numerous clients. We also represented Texas at Facebook's Global Hackathon last year, where we won 2nd in the world. Meanwhile, we also recruited Rob, who's an ex-detective, patrol officer, and trainer of 12 years. After serving in Henderson and Las Vegas, Nevada, Rob has built many strong connections, knows how to negotiate with police departments, and understands the problem deeply. Thus, we have a strong foundation for both building and selling Survivr. We also have a formal advisory board with executives from VC-backed companies and Dr. McMahon, the award-winning VR professor at UT Dallas. Currently, we have demo interest from over 25 police departments. So our next goal is to gain letters of intent from at least 5 of them so that we can pilot Survivr, get additional feedback, and build our way into their annual budget. Once we finish piloting and adding more training scenarios, we're going to sell to more local departments and expand to the rest of our connections. One more thing, Survivr was recently selected as a finalist for UT Dallas's Big Idea competition, where we took first place out of 264 teams. We also won 3rd at Disrupt Texas, which is the largest undergraduate pitch competition in the state. To summarize, the lives of both our police officers and civilians like us are at risk when we have inadequately trained officers on the streets. To solve this, police training must reflect the real world and be available to every department in the US. We are Survivr, and we're changing the way that police training is done for the better. Thanks so much.
Thank you for that presentation. And of course, our first question is, what can we do as a community to help you and your business?
Great question. Right now, our team is moving very aggressively. You saw the demo. We couldn't show a video for this presentation, but we are finishing that demo by end of this month. Like I said earlier, we're in contact with local police departments, and we aim to start setting up the initial formal presentation of those in January and February in order to pilot by beginning of next summer. The quick answer is we'd always appreciate any connections to law enforcement that y'all may have. It doesn't have to be an active police officer, it could be an ex-police officer. It could be people affiliated with the police departments or any associations. Even things like any organization devoted to, for example, diversity and inclusion, because there are multiple issues that we're tackling with this problem. So any contacts that might be interested in the problems and solution that we're working with here, that would be really appreciated.